I'm here with Nigel Melville, interim CEO of the RFU. Nigel, thanks for your time. We're here to talk about England Deaf, and we've just found out your dad used to play rugby and he was deaf.
Indeed he was. He was on the wing, and he was a very fast winger, and he would have loved to have had the opportunity to play for England as a deaf player, because it was obviously something that was very tough for him as a player, as a young person coming up through the ranks, but he dealt with it and played rugby, and he was a fantastic player.
Excellent. And one of the things I was saying is, like, with Deaf Rugby and the backing from the RFU into the community, it gets deaf players off the wing, which when I first started playing, that's where they were put. And so, the RFU are helping us to create that community and the opportunities.
That's very important. It gives everybody a chance to play, and a chance to play for England, of course, as a deaf player is something very, very special. So I'm so proud of everybody who's taking part today on both sides. I think it's a great achievement, and I hope they have a wonderful day.
I'm sure they will. That's great. And obviously the RFU are, you're the man at the top looking down, and that diversity and everything else within the different groups is important for the RFU to keep pushing that in the communities.
Absolutely. We've done a lot of diversity and inclusion work across the RFU and across the community. That's something that rugby should always embrace. We've run the women's team and the women's game, and the way we're growing that at the moment has been really special. And things like England Deaf is just something a little bit special, a little bit niche in some ways, and it's still there, and it's an opportunity.
Yeah, it is, because people that wouldn't get that opportunity, as you say, they are getting that opportunity. And since we've been streaming these last few games, and we found that we've got 8 more players coming, the ladies' team's picked up and they've got it more. So all this exposure, and the last game we had was, the RFU picked up as well. So the exposure the RFU is doing us wonders as well. So, a big thank you from England Deaf from our point of view on that.
Well, thank you. And it's a pretty inclusive sport, as you know, and it's about small people, tall people, fast people, slow people, deaf people, blind people. Anyone can play this game in its various formats. So it's really, really important to us as a game to raise awareness is important. This game does that as well, to people with hearing problems around the country watching this and thinking, oh, I could do that. Let's go and play rugby.
Yep, and this game, you're pleased to know, you get a chance to watch it. We're on the BBC, all the digital platforms. This one, the first one we've got on there, and so hopefully you'll get a chance to cast an eye.
Absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be a great game. I know Wales are very, very strong. It'll be a tough game for the English guys, but wishing them all the best.
And I must add, forget, because we're talking about diversity, inclusivity, England Deaf women are playing as well, and they're playing Sale women, and obviously the women's game at the moment is growing and growing and growing. And we put it out there, the Wales get a Wales women's deaf team, but that inclusivity as well. We're crossing all borders.
It's great, you see how the games are growing across all the formats of the game, from the Olympic sevens, through deaf, through blind rugby, all kinds of things that go on there. Women's rugby has been explosive for us. Lots and lots of young girls picking up the ball for the first time and running, and I think it's just good for the game as a whole. It's good for sport, it's good for women's sport, it's good for just sport in general, that people are trying different formats and doing different things.
That's brilliant. Nigel, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Thank you.